shakalaka!
Get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by three.
And welcome to the jam. Come on and slam.
Yo-ho! Welcome back, friends. This is the Ultimate Warrior podcast. I'm Ben Christopher. The Cavaliers, they've actually finally played a game, a preseason game, but it's been like a year. So I feel like I forgot what their jerseys and everything looked like. We've got about 2 weeks until the season starts. So we actually have a lot to talk about today. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Teddy Two Beers, because he's always double fisting. How you doing, Ted?
I'm good. Had a great weekend. I actually won a hit $160 betting on soccer this weekend. So I'm feeling very good.
That's awesome. I hope you're getting yourself a lot of beers with that money.
I am for the Browns game. I got two of them right here.
Teddy Two Beers, Teddy Two Fister. Right. So I am also joined by our third Ultimate Warrior, the man who the Warner Brothers, they actually wanted him to be the hero in Space Jam 2, but they just couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford him. They went with LeBron James instead. I'm talking about your DJ's favorite DJ Andrew Smith. Andy, how you doing, buddy?
Wonky slush. I like how Ted, hey, Ted, what'd you do this weekend? I was a gambling degenerate. Sounds good, Ted. That's about right. I'm par for you.
Oh, man. You can hear me open up my beer as well, I shouldn't even say beer. It's a White Claw, but yeah, that's classic Ted right there. That's classic Ted.
Hey, we wouldn't expect anything less. I went hunting this weekend. I didn't shoot it. I shot at deer. I didn't shoot any of them, but it was a lot of fun. I had a good time had by all.
Andy's acting like Rambo out there, just like.
Andy
probably chases the deer instead of tries to shoot him. He just tries to chase him down and wrestle him.
He tries to wrestle him and bite him.
Yeah. Those bastards are fast, I'll tell you that.
Well, I already kind of mentioned this. We have some actual real Cavs basketball to finally talk about. But before we do that, Andy, we have a tradition here. I'm not great at letting everyone know what the show is going to be about. You are very great at it, and everybody loves it. So you mind just kind of letting everybody know what we can expect here?
First off, you can expect nothing but the best. We're on the top of the charts. I don't know about the rest. We're sitting at the top and the haters can't stand it. Ride or die like the wet bandits. Yes. What do you know? We're number one. Got the freestyle going on a Tuesday for fun, but it's a Monday night and I ain't ready to fight. I'm ready to die, so let's get it right. I'm here with Teddy and I'm here with Ben. I'll be getting all dirty like my name is Playpen like the Peanuts. It's a Christmas classic. Haters talking shit, they can get their ass kicked. Yeah, yo, I'm drinking on the claws. I'm ready to go and start a freaking rape ball. Yeah, the clubs are closed down and I'm getting kind of crazy. Take a nap for 5 days. Call me Mr. Lazy. What? Let's go.
Oh, man.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers, man. Hey, today's a special night. We've got the Browns game coming up. Ted's got like a huge party that he needs to go to. I think he's going to the Playboy Mansion or something. We'll find out, I'm sure, next week. But this is a very special show. Andy, thank you so much for coming on. You make our show way cooler than it actually is. So I mentioned the Cavs have actually played a basketball game. They're playing another one as we speak. So we're just going to kind of quickly talk about their first game. First preseason game, the Cavs pulled out a win, 107-104. They pulled away at the end. They actually were trailing for most of the fourth quarter, came away at the end. Ted, can you just tell us a little bit about what happened that game?
Yeah, well, I can tell you the Cavs are undefeated, and I honestly don't see us losing another game this entire year. So, no, the big story was actually the rookie, Okoros. He started off the game slow, but he ended with 18 points, 16 of which came in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And that includes a last-second game-winning layup that he hit. And it was an and one, too, and he made the free throw. So he was pretty impressive there. He did hit 2 threes as well, which everyone said he couldn't shoot. So that was nice to see. I think he was 2 for 4.
Clutch shots, too. Clutch shots.
Yeah, and on that last play, he actually got the defensive stop. And then he got out on the fast break and got behind the defense. And that's how he got open to hit that game-winning layup. So, he showed his elite athleticism, which we all knew about. So it's got me excited. JB Bickerstaff deserves a little credit. He actually talked with Okoro and told him that the worst thing he could do is go out there and not shoot the ball. And it gave him the confidence to light up the fourth quarter like he did, and it got us the win. So it's a good sign. Chetty Osman also dropped 23. Little tidbit there. And then Garland, he had 14, but he only played 22 minutes. So it's preseason. You can take from it what you will, but it's got me excited. I don't know. What did you guys think?
So, dude, I'm not usually a person to get excited about the preseason. We've seen a lot of people have great preseasons and never come through, but Okoro, dude, he just made me ecstatic. I mean, he was incredible. First action ever in the NBA. You mentioned it, 16 points in the fourth quarter, hitting threes. The layups he was hitting, he was just like flying to the lane, hitting layups. He looked like freaking Kyrie Irving. It was awesome. Yeah. The game winner, that was such a great game winner. Like normally a game winner is like an out of bounds play. This one, they had a defensive stop and threw it down at the buzzer, and he threw in the layup. And like you mentioned, and won. So that was awesome. I am glad you mentioned Chetty Osman also. I actually had it in my notes. You know, I love Chetty Osman. Okoro, they both started today. People kind of think Okoro is going to take the starting small forward position. Colin Sexton was out. He has an injured ankle, so he did not play. So they started both of them. And it was pretty cool to see Osman get 23 points. And he actually only played 22 minutes as well. So he wasn't playing a bunch of minutes. It was really cool to see. The one thing that I did not like, Ted, is that our starting lineup of Darius Garland, Chetty Osman, Okoro, Kevin Love, and Andre Drummond, they had only 4 assists.
Yeah.
The entire time they were out there. And Darius Garland, who, you know, was playing point guard, he only had 1 assist in his 22 minutes. So I'd like to see them moving the ball more. We talked a lot about that, about how last year, you know, we need more ball movement from either Sexton or Garland. Somebody needs to get more people involved. Dante Exum actually came in off the bench and had like 5 assists. So, you know, that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I just want to see a little bit better ball movement. Andy, did you watch the game? I'm sure you were probably like hanging out with hookers and like just having all kinds of fun.
Absolutely not. I mean, I know they I was devastated because Pornhub recently, they had to scrub all the videos that were uploaded by non-companies. I said, oh, there goes all Ted's videos that he uploaded. He worked so hard on those. They're gone forever. So I can only watch them now on the OnlyFans. But hey, I thought
I got copies for you.
Ted's sending out those signed DVDs this holiday season for your stocking stuffer. No pun intended. I like how Ted would quoted the one coach. He's like, yeah, he pulled over Okoro, and he's like, if you don't shoot the ball, you won't score points. No fucking shit. Jig is fine. Hey, if you don't shoot the ball, you won't score. All right. I'll tell you what, I could be a coach in the NBA with that kind of advice. Oh, my God. I tell you what.
It's great advice.
It's easier than it sounds. I tell you that. It's easier than it sounds. No, the Cavs are actually playing right now. And Okoro hasn't missed a shot yet. He's 4 for 4. He's hit a 3. He's got 10 points at the half. So another hot start for him right now.
You guys are going to want to check out. I actually just sent an article today on Isaac Okoro. I want to just let you guys know the important things about him. It's a very, very detailed, thorough article because I watch about 2 hours of college basketball a year, and it's usually during March Madness. So I actually don't know anything about him, but I'll give you a couple highlights. He has cool hair. Do you know who else had cool hair? Allen Iverson. He did very well in the league. I think that's a good thing. He's in good shape. Do you know who wasn't in good shape? Anthony Bennett. And he sucked. So I think we're going to be okay. I'm pretty excited to have him. So you're definitely going to want to check out that article over at marksports1.com. While you're there, make sure you check out our other shows. We've got the Danger Zone. Guys, we mentioned it. This is a Browns Monday. We're on Monday Night Football tonight. This is a huge game against the Ravens. You're going to want to celebrate with these guys. They're having all kinds of fun. We don't normally have good Browns teams. Andy will let you know. He's let me know about that for years. So you're definitely going to want to check them out. CLE Tribecast. Apparently the Indians just changed their name. I don't think we have a name. I do not want to be the Cleveland baseball team, like the Redskins turned into the Washington football team. Check out CLE Tribecast. They'll keep you up to date on everything Indians. And the Mark One Sports Show, check it out. Ethan Tabor, he'll give you everything you need to know in the news, in sports, and movies, just everything going on. So you're going to want to check that out. And then while you're there, check out Moneyline DFS. Ethan's winning all kind of money. He's giving you free daily fantasy advice. Speaking of fantasy, Ted, did you play it? You mentioned you won some this weekend. What'd you play on?
Well, unfortunately, I was just betting on money lines, so I actually didn't do any fantasy football. To Steve Davis, my arch nemesis's benefit, I did not make the playoffs this year, so I'm out in my league. And like we've said, I'm going to wait until basketball till I start jumping on DraftKings and FanDuel and Thrive too much. But like I've said in the past, if you haven't tried Thrive, give it a chance. It's a lot of fun. Promo code's Mark1. It'll double your deposit with a minimum of $20. So check it out if you haven't.
Yes, please do. It helps us out. And now we're kind of going to get into it. We're going to do our Western Conference preview. And if you listened last week, you got to hear me and Ted talk about the Eastern Conference power rankings. Today, we're going to get into the Wild Wild West. And Andy, I know you loved that movie with Will Smith, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. I got those. They had glasses you could get from Burger King. They were $5, so you could get the Will Smith or his partner's pair, and I got both pair. So yes, I know absolutely all about the Wild Wild West. Jim West Desperado.
Yeah,
you don't want nada.
Well, hey, let's run through it. So we're just going to go 1 through 15, and I'm going to start us off here. My number one team, we're the Ultimate Warriors. It's got to be the Lakers. They've got LeBron James. They're the defending champions. LeBron's the greatest player of all time. They just re-signed Anthony Davis. They added first and second place finishers in the Sixth Man of the Year competition and Montrezl Harrell and Dennis Schroeder. So they actually improved their team from last year. And I know LeBron is getting older, but he is filming Space Jam right now. And if you remember, when Michael Jordan filmed the original Space Jam, he won a championship that year. We saw it in The Last Dance. So Michael Jordan won a championship that year. And I just want to make this clear. No one has ever not won a championship after they filmed Space Jam, except when they're the hero. Sorry, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, all those guys. But I think LeBron's going to get this one. He's going to follow Michael Jordan. And, if he needs help, the Monstars are out there. They'll probably pull the talent out of everybody like they did to Charles Barkley, Muggsy Bogues, Sean Bradley, and all those guys. So I think the Lakers are number one. Take it to the bank. They're winning the championship. Ted, who you got?
Yeah, I got the Lakers as well. I mean, they were the 1 seed last year, and they got better, as you mentioned. So it's got to be the Lakers at number one. I got them there as well. Who do you got, Andy?
Well, let's just say if we're going to go based off of sports movies and then winning a championship, we're assuming that this Space Jam movie is going to be good.
It's going to be.
I think it's probably going to be hot garbage. So I mean, hey, what did Shaq do after he filmed Kazam? Question about killing himself and then said, hey, I'm Shaq. I'm going to continue playing in the NBA. And then when I get older, I'm going to fuck off and make general commercials. So he didn't do that, but he didn't win a championship that next year. I'll tell you that. So no, it's not going to be the Lakers. I like Kawhi Leonard and his big hands. So I'm gonna go with the Clippers. That's my team of choice.
That completely makes sense, man. And Andy, you went last on this previous one. Why don't you get us started on number two? Who do you have as the second best team in the Icky Wild Wild West?
Ben, it is hilarious that you assume I have 15 teams picked, or I know 15 teams in the Western Conference. That's a very generous assumption on your part, Ben. But I will go with the Phoenix Suns. Do they still have Devin Booker on the team? Is he still on the team?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I heard he has a big hog. So anybody with a big hog, I'm sure they're doing well in their life. So I will go. Look at Ted. He's doing fantastic. I'm going to go with the Suns for the number 2 pick.
I like it. Ted, who you got it to?
Yeah, so I have the Nuggets at number 2.
Wow.
Jokic and Murray, obviously they're both studs, and I expect Porter Jr. to take another step up. He had a great playoff run. So I think the Nuggets are going to take that step up. I think Jokic is going to be in the MVP conversation this next year.
Wow.
So I'm going to go with the Nuggets at 2.
Okay. I like that pick. I actually, this is going to be a little bit of a surprise too, but I've got the Dallas Mavericks at number 2. And we talked a lot about Luka Doncic on the last pod, the 3rd youngest player of all time to make an All-NBA team. Him, LeBron James, and some guy nobody's ever heard of from like 1946. And he's only getting better. And you guys know white European players have great history on the Mavericks. Thank you, Dirk. And even just foreign players have great history. Thank you, Steve Nash. So I think that's a good sign for the Mavericks. I've got them at number 2. Ted, who's your number 3?
My number 3, I got the Clippers there.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost Harrell, but they picked up Ibaka to replace him, and they have plenty of depth and scoring that I don't think that loss is going to hurt them too much. But I saw they actually picked up Luke Kennard. I thought he was still on the Pistons. Did you see that move?
I did. We talked about Luke Kennard was kind of a big piece for the Pistons.
Yeah, I didn't even know he'd left. So that was when I saw that, I was shocked. But I got the Clippers at 3.
Yep. So I also have the Clippers at 3. And if you listen to the show, you know I'm not a Clippers fan. They've never even made a conference finals. Their last owner was a terrible person. The coolest thing their team has ever done is when Blake Griffin jumped over Ikea in the slam dunk contest. So we all know the Clippers are going to clip. I'm sorry, Andy, they're not going to win the championship. The only reason that I'm even putting them this high is because they promoted Ty Lue to head coach. And Ty Lue got flat earther Kyrie Irving and Kardashian lover Tristan Thompson and the rest of the 2016 Cavs to win the 2016 championship. So I think he's going to be a great head coach for them. So I've got the Clippers at my 3. Andy, do you have a 3 or?
Well, let me just say this. The best thing that happened during the Clippers was when Blake Griffin went on the Norm Macdonald sports show. That was the best thing that ever happened to the Clippers is when he went on that show. I will choose the Dallas Mavericks to be next in that spot because of European basketball players. I think I think they're doing great. They excel in the NBA. Their great-great-grandparents, they don't excel during world wars, but the players now, they excel during the NBA. So I would go, and I like the Mavericks. And Mark Cuban, shout out Pittsburgh, Mark Cuban, Shark Tank, 412 Pittsburgh native Mark Cuban. So I can't see him doing any wrong. Please buy the Pirates, Mark Cuban. I know you're watching. I know you sub. Please buy the Pirates. We won't change our names. The Pirates, we will never change our name.
Dude, how awesome would it be if Cuban bought the Pirates? They need somebody that'll spend money, and Cuban can do anything to win.
I would lose my mind, but Pittsburgh, they just love losing with the Pirates, so I just can't even. I can't even right now. Hey, by the way, if you guys want to trade the Pittsburgh Penguins for the Cavs, I'm all for it. Straight up. We'll give you a Clemani Brothers sandwich on top if you guys want to do a trade. Cleveland, if you're listening, please. I don't watch hockey. I don't watch it. Please help me.
Andy, we've talked about this many times. Hockey is for guys that can't play basketball. They get on the ice and they try to skate. We've had many conversations about this. You and I agree on that. So
that's facts, big facts.
That is facts. So we're not trading the Cavs, buddy. They're not leaving.
Not a chance.
All right, Ted, why don't you start us off? Who you got here at number 4?
So at number 4, I have the Mavs. I think Luke is technically the betting front runner right now to win MVP. So
yeah,
everybody expects him to take that next step. The big X factor there, I guess, would just be Porzingis staying healthy.
Right.
I expect him to miss some time. That's why I have him down at 4. Instead of up a little higher with you guys, but I think they'll still have a home court advantage in the first round. So I'll give them the 4th.
Yeah. So for my 4, you mentioned them already. I've got the Denver Nuggets. I mean, they went to the Western Conference Finals this past year. They upset the Clippers, came back from 3-1. They were the real deal in the bubble. And, Joker, you've talked about him, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. They're still young. They're probably going to take another step forward this year. I mean, they should. And also, I mean, their name is the Nuggets, and chicken nuggets are really good. So with chicken nuggets in mind, Andy, I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite fast food place? Do you like chicken nuggets? Like, what's your go-to?
Okay, if we're talking straight nuggies, the best place is Wendy's by far. The best place, and you do the 2 for $5 if you're going nuggies, you're going hardcore. You do the 2 10-piece nuggies for $5 because they're the best if you're talking nuggies. If you're talking fast food, I would say my favorite is probably Wendy's. I know their 2 for $5 menu. I know their 4s. I know what they have on the fresh sea salt on the fries. I would give it to Wendy's by far if that's in our region that we can go to.
Right.
If I could go to anywhere, I would say probably Shake Shack. I don't know if you call that fast food, but that would be the best. And speaking of nuggies, we know Ted has a couple other little nuggies. If you know what I'm talking about. A little
Mommy's lying. Mommy's lying, I swear.
Ted, what do you got? What's your favorite fast food? What's your go-to?
Well, my favorite fast food overall is Taco Bell. But if we're talking nuggets, I agree. Wendy's is definitely the best nuggets.
See, I got to go with Chick-fil-A. I mean, you guys aren't a big fan. I love the Chick-fil-A sauce. I've got to take them. And Wendy's is great, but I'd go Chick-fil-A for my nuggets.
I think they have the best chicken sandwich. Best chicken sandwich.
It's good. What about Swenson's, Andy? Where's Swenson's on your list?
I
You're
would say-
an Ohio guy, but I know you've had Swenson's with me.
Yeah, Swenson's. Oh, look at this. Nicholas, I'm in the middle of a podcast. We're talking about nuggets. I'll have to call you back. Here, hold on. Let me call you back. I'll tell you right now what the best is. Well, first off, Swenson's can suck a fart because they took 15 hours to get the food out. It took way too ever. I wanted to trip those people that were running out to the cars. They took way too long. But we all can't be millionaires like you, Ben. I would love to get Chick-fil-A nuggets if I had $45 to spend on 6 nuggets the size of a quarter. Because you're like, can I get an 8-piece nugget? Can you take a mortgage out on your house? Wait, what? The Chick-fil-A is delicious, but it's $1,000. But I agree with Ted. Best chicken sandwiches in the game, but the nuggies are way too expensive. And they're like that big. You can't do it.
I love it. Well, I mean, now the people, they know what they need to know. I think that they'll be able to make their own decision. We've learned a lot about Chick-fil-A and Wendy's. So I think the people are really going to appreciate that. So let's jump on to our number 5 team, Ted. I'll start with you, Ted. Who you got at 5?
Yeah, so 5, I'm going with the Jazz. They're bringing back pretty much the same exact team. And losing Bogdanovic last year really hurt them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you don't realize they almost swept the Nuggets in the first round. It was 3-1, and the game the Nuggets won was an overtime game.
Yep.
So they were dangerously close to sweeping them, and who knows, maybe they could have been the team making that deep run and beating the Clippers. So I think they're still going to be a team to reckon with, so I got them at 5.
Yeah. So I've got the Suns at 5, and Ted, you kind of mentioned them already, but you know they were 8-0 in the bubble. They haven't lost a single game in like a year, and Devin Booker is dating Kendall Jenner. So usually it's like a Kardashian curse, but she has a different last name. So I think it's a good thing. So I'm going with the Suns at my 5. Andy, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Warriors. And I would love to put them last, but it's always they get every single call, and it's always so fun. Like, oh, look at Steph Curry. He shot it from the stands. Oh, look at Steph Curry. He shot it from behind the back. No one gives a shit, Steph Curry. Why don't you sit your ass down in your stupid-ass Skechers shoes? I would rather wear freaking Starberry shoes from Stephen Barry's than that freaking hot garbage you're trying to peddle off as shoes. Your Skechers bullshit. They're about as freaking good as those shape-up shoes that they had from Kim Kardashian to make the fat people skinny. Oh, let me have these Steph Curry shoes. I'm going to shoot from half court and look at my fun shots. It's just the Harlem Globetrotters of the NBA game. Sit your ass down. No one gives a shit. Oh, he's so playful during the warm-ups. I don't give a shit. Somebody needs to throw him through a freaking wall in one of these games, but they won't because he's the NBA darling. Oh, look at my wife. She's mad she doesn't get attention. She also knows how to cook. Sit her fat ass down. I'm tired of all this shit. I need somebody out there. I need a dog out there. I need that. Who's that guy from the Clippers? That crazy guy. I need him
Patrick
to throw.
Beverly?
I need Patrick Beverly. I know you subscribe to the show, and I know you're watching right now.
Yeah.
You were just on the phone with you. You need to get in the game, throw his ass through the freaking scores desk. I cannot take Steph Curry, but the NBA loves him. They're the darlings, so they'll at least be fifth. They'll probably even be first, but I can't. They'll no fouls. Oh, look at Steph Curry, and then Draymond's gonna kick somebody in the groin. So I'm done with them. But they'll probably be 5 or higher.
Hey, that's a good argument. I actually really liked your argument because you basically talked about how much you hate them the entire time. So I'm a big fan of that. So that was a good one. Ted, who you got next? Who's your next here?
So at 6, I have the Suns. Them getting Chris Paul, I think that's going to help them so much. They also picked up Jay Crowder, and they re-signed Zaric. So they have a couple stretch fours. And I think both those guys can play the 3 too. And then I think Ayton's going to just keep getting better. So I have the Suns at 6. I think they're going to make the jump into the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I've got the Jazz there. And, you kind of already went through. I like the Jazz. Rudy Gobert, he's going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Donovan Mitchell's an absolute stud. I've got the Jazz. Andy, do you have a 6? Do you need me to let you know what the teams are?
Well, did the Rockets got rid of what? Westbrook, right?
They got rid of Westbrook. Yep.
Did they get anybody else?
Oh, do you know who they got? John Wall.
No, they get John Wall. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I'll go with them then. I think that would be the move. I know Harden has some pretty whack ass Adidas shoes. John Wall, I think, has some whack ass Adidas shoes. Not a whole lot of swag coming from there, but I'm a big fan of Texas, so go Texas. So I give them the next spot.
There you go, man. So my 7, Andy, you talked about them. It's the Warriors, and I hate them, and they're the absolute worst. Clay's hurt. They're not going to be one of the top couple seeds in the West. Klay Thompson's out all year, but I've got the Warriors at 7. Ted, who you got?
I actually have the Trailblazers at number 7.
Ooh, okay.
They underachieved a little bit last year, but were able to sneak in the playoff game. They really struggle on defense and rebounding the ball, but their offense is just so lethal that I think they're still gonna make it in. I have them at 7 seed.
Yeah, makes sense. Andy, who you got?
I have the Denver Nuggets.
Because you love chicken nuggets, right?
Yes, and I love the other kind of nuggets with Teddy. He's my main supplier. Nuggies!
They have a white foreign player as well in Jokic.
Oh!
I know you love white foreign players.
Oh, the white foreigners are my favorite type of foreigners. The white foreign kind.
Well, number 8, Ted, you just mentioned them. I've got the Portland Trailblazers. CJ McCollum, Canton's finest. They're 1 year away from the 1 year removed from making the Western Conference Finals. I've got the Blazers at my 8. Ted, who you got?
So I'm going with the Pelicans at number 8. They were able to pick up Steven Adams this offseason. The big thing with them is if Zion's going to be able to play and stay healthy, which I'm banking that he is able to do that because when he played last year, they were a completely different team. So I'm banking on him staying healthy. I got the Pelicans at 8.
Okay. Andy, you got a number 8?
I completely forgot the Pelicans were even a team. I was like, who the hell? You're talking about Disney characters, some of the Pelicans. What the hell is that? I will go with the Trailblazers. Next team, yes.
That's good. Yeah, no, the Pelicans, they used to have Anthony Davis. He had a sweet little unibrow, and it kind of looked like a pelican. I think that's how they got their name. But now they have Zion Williamson. So I actually have the Pelicans at my number 9. So you kind of talked about them. I mean, Brandon Ingram, he was an all-star last year. They did get rid of Drew Holiday, but I still think the Pelicans are going to make that play-in tournament. They've got Lonzo Ball, and I know Andy's a big baller. He probably has the big baller brand shoes. Who you got, Andy?
Never lost. Big baller brand. I did see a couple of his highlights. Dude, I'm telling you, that kid's nice. That kid is nice. He passes. Anybody who passes and has a decent handle is decent in everything, but is good facilitating. Always a seat on the team. Always a seat on the team. He's good.
He's no white chocolate, but
No.
where Alonzo Ball is, he's working on it. So Ted, you got a number 9 here?
Yeah, I want to ask Andy though. Have you ever listened to Damian Lillard rap since he just had the Trailblazers at 8? I've actually never listened to him, so I'm curious.
Great question.
I did listen to him. It sounded like utter diarrhea, but that was actually just me sitting in my toilet after eating Taco Bell. And I was like, I'm listening to Damian Lillard's mixtape. It's hot garbage.
All right. Well, maybe I won't check him out then. At number 9, I have the Warriors at number 9. You've already talked about him, but if Curry is able to stay healthy and Draymond Green can get back to any sort of form that he had pre-Kevin Durant, they're still going to be pretty solid. So I have them at the 9.
He's not going to get back to form. He's kicked too many people in the dick. He doesn't. It's just this is karma. It's karma.
They did pick up Oubre, who I like Oubre a lot.
Yeah.
I think he will help them, but they don't have any depth on that team. So one injury, and they could be right back to the bottom of the West. So
yeah. So I have not listened to the Damian Lillard raps, but I did love when he was in the commercials with Kevin Love and they were doing the dropping dimes. That was pretty cool. So anyways, that's just, my 2 cents. I'm not a freestylist like Mr. Andrew Smith here, but so I have the Rockets there, and I kind of have a feeling they're going to trade Harden. We talked about it on our last pod, and they'll probably drop more spots if they do. I've got to give the Rockets a little bit of love just in case they keep him. I mean, he's an MVP, great player. If he's on the team, they're going to be kind of in that lower playoff spot, losing Westbrook. So, Ted, who you got next?
Yeah, so at 10, I have the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
They were kind of battling injuries, and I feel like Russell and Cat never really got to play with each other that much. And they have chemistry from growing up playing together. So I really like that combo. And if they're able to get Edwards, the first overall pick in this draft, to be anything, I mean, they could be good for a long time if he ends up being a stud. So I think they're still a year away from being a bona fide playoff team, but I have them at the number 10. I think they'll be able to make that tournament that they're going to be doing. So,
yeah, I've got the Grizzlies there. I mean, they had the 8 seed before the bubble started. Ja Morant's going to get better. Rookie of the year, absolute stud. I was at the game where he almost dunked on Kevin Love, and Ted, I think were you there with me?
I wasn't, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was actually there when that happened, and I was so glad it didn't, because if he would have dunked that on Kevin Love, I think Kevin Love's supermodel girlfriend would have broken up with him because she would just be too embarrassed.
He probably would have retired, honestly.
He might have.
Would have called it a career.
She would have either broken up with him over that or the fact that she was already sleeping with Ted Christopher. Either one of those.
No, Ted's over her. Ted's moved on. So hey, I'm going to just kind of we're getting close to running out of time here. I'm going to kind of run through my last couple. I've got the T-Wolves next. They got Anthony Edwards. They got Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, Ohio State, OH.
Ohio.
There you go. So anyways, I got the Wolves. I got the Kings after that. I wish I could put the Kings higher. I really like De'Aaron Fox. He's like one of the fastest players in the league, and that's always one of my favorite things. I love guys that just get down the court. And then after that, I have the Spurs, and last season was the first time the Spurs had missed the playoffs since Michael Jordan was in the league. So I don't really see anything different this year. I don't think they're making it. The Kawhi Leonard trade screwed them over. So I've got the Spurs, and then my last team, and these guys are clearly tanking. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder. They had an incredible season last year, but they're clearly tanking right now. So I've got them as my last team in the West. So any comments on those? I'm sorry, I'm kind of wrapping up. We're running out of time here.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to mine. I'll run through mine real quick. I had the Grizzlies at 11. I love Ja Morant. You guys know I love the Grizzlies. But I think they did overachieve a little bit last year, and with some of the teams getting better, like the Suns, who else did we have? The Warriors are getting healthy. I think they're going to take a step back. So I have them at 11. Rockets, I have at 12. Who knows what's going to happen there? I'm assuming that they're going to trade Harden at some point, so I just have him at 12. Kings I have at 13. Like you said, Fox is really good, but nobody else on that team's really taken a step up with him, so I have them there. And then the Spurs at 14. I expect them to blow it up this year, actually, and probably make some trades to get rid of Aldridge and maybe DeRozan. And then, yeah, you mentioned the Thunder. I have them at 15 as well. They have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and that's about it. So he's a good building block, but after that, they got nobody on that roster. So
awesome. Well, hey, guys, never forget Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. Andy, you want to give us a quick freestyle out of here?
Cleveland is a city of champions once again.